So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, something that's designed to help you absolutely crush your biggest goals. It's called the deaf frog principle. You know, this quote really hits home, right? It gets at this universal fear we all have. Anytime we're about to do something big, something new, that nagging little voice kicks in, what will people say? It's like a disease, seriously, that can stop a fantastic idea dead in its tracks.
So as you're thinking about your big goals for 2026, the real question is, how do you silence all those critics? And I'm not just talking about other people, I mean that critic inside your own head too. Well, the answer is kind of weird, but it's simple. You have to learn to become deaf.
Now, to really get what I mean by that, let's jump into a simple but really profound story. It's called The Fable of the Pit. And yeah, it all starts with 5 frogs.
Okay, so picture this. You've got 5 frog buddies just hopping along through the woods. Everything's going great, just a normal day. But their little adventure is about to take a very, very sharp turn. And then, bam, disaster strikes. 3 of the 5 friends suddenly tumble into this super deep pit. And we're not talking about some little pothole here. This thing is so deep that getting out looks, well, it looks impossible. The walls are just way too steep. And this is where things start to go south. The 2 frogs who are safe up top, they immediately start shouting down, "It's hopeless, you'll never make it out." And you know what? The first frog hears that, loses all hope, and just quits. Sits in the corner, defeated. But the critics don't stop. They keep yelling down, "Just give up. Why are you even trying?" And soon enough, the second frog gets discouraged and stops trying too. But wait, there's still 1 frog left down there. And this little guy, he's behaving differently. This is where the story gets really interesting. So while the other frogs are screaming, "Give up, it's impossible," this one frog just keeps leaping. I mean, he is jumping with everything he's got. Each leap is a little bit higher, a little more determined. It's almost like he's feeding off the noise.
And then it happens. The unbelievable. He musters up every last ounce of energy for one final massive leap, and he makes it. He's out. He actually escaped the impossible pit. You can just imagine the scene, right? The other frogs are just speechless. They can't believe it. They rush over to him, totally confused, and ask the one question on their minds. "How did you do that? Didn't you hear us telling you to quit?"
And this, right here, is the twist. This is the whole point of the story. The frog was deaf. He couldn't hear a single word of their discouragement. He just looked up, saw them all yelling and waving their arms, and he thought they were cheering him on. He mistook all that negativity for encouragement, and that's what gave him the strength to jump even harder.
Okay, great story, but so what? What does a deaf frog have to do with us and hitting our goals? Well, let's break it down and see how we can actually apply this, using a pretty simple analogy.
I want you to think about your mind like it's a camera. Your goal, that big thing you want to achieve, that's what you need to put in sharp, crystal clear focus. And everything else, the critics, the doubts, that fear of what people might say, that's all just background noise. You have to literally adjust your mental lens until all of that stuff just blurs away.
Or, hey, think of it like this. All those critics are just static on a radio. And if you're tuned into the static, you can't hear the music. Your self-belief, your ambition, that's the music. To succeed, you have to find your own frequency, tune into it, and turn the volume way, way down on everyone else. You're the one in control of the dial.
So this all brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important takeaway from this whole story. It all comes down to one single starting point.
Let this really sink in for a second. Your success isn't going to be determined by the crowd. It's not about what they say or think. It's 100% determined by what you believe about yourself. The second you truly believe you can do it, you've won half the battle. You have to become your own loudest cheerleader, just like that deaf frog thought his friends were.
So as you move forward, just remember this. The path is not always going to be easy, and yeah, the noise will probably always be there. But if you can be patient with yourself, grateful for where you are, and deaf to all the negativity, you'll keep moving forward. So, the real question I have for you is this. What noise are you going to choose to be deaf to?